If there is one thing that the 2025 NFL season taught us, it's that it's never too late for so-called draft busts to find success. 8 years after he was drafted 3rd overall by the New York Jets, Sam Darnold led the Seattle Seahawks to a Super Bowl 60 championship. Or how about Daniel Jones, Trevor Lawrence, and Bryce Young all breaking out, just when so many of you thought neither would amount to much. Look, point is, you can't judge an NFL player's career entirely after one season. But man, do some of the 2025 draftees have a lot of work to do if they want to avoid the bust label. But hey, on the more positive side, a handful of rookies have already entered superstar territory. So without further ado, let us dive into 5 2025 NFL draft picks that already look like busts and 5 that look like superstars. Bust Cam Ward. Maybe we're being a little unfair here. I mean, perhaps expectations were a bit too high for Ward, who didn't quite have the lights-out rookie year that other guys like CJ Stroud, Caleb Williams, and Jaden Daniels enjoyed. And yeah, we know, the Tennessee Titans really didn't give Ward much of a supporting cast. I mean, the coaching staff was horrendous too, with head coach Brian Callahan getting the boot after a 1-5 start. But then again, Joe Burrow jumped out to a strong start as a rookie on a lousy Cincinnati Bengals team. Williams dazzled despite coaching malpractice and taking 68 sacks on his rookie year. So yeah, Ward has to take some of the blame here. Ward completed just 59.8% of pass attempts for 3,169 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. He took a league-high 55 sacks, which is astonishing when you consider he's supposed to be a dual-threat QB. Ward, by the way, was hardly a dual-threat QB. He only mustered 159 rushing yards. Spencer Rattler, Shedeur Sanders, and J.J. McCarthy had more rushing yards, by the way. No, Ward's career is not over by any means. I mean, look at how quickly Bryce Young erased that bust label. But woof, he's got a long way to become the franchise quarterback that Tennessee had envisioned. Superstar? Teteroa McMillan. Hey look, the Carolina Panthers got the memo! Supply your young quarterback with the real #1 receiver and watch the rest unfold. Carolina drafted the big-bodied receiver out of Arizona with the #8 pick, and lo and behold, the Panthers offense began to take off. McMillan won Offensive Rookie of the Year honors after catching 70 receptions for 1,014 yards and 7 touchdowns. He helped Carolina snap an 8-year playoff drought and led them to a surprise NFC South Division crown despite a losing record at 8-9. McMillan even gave the Panthers a fighting chance against the heavily favored Los Angeles Rams in the wildcard round, catching 5 passes for 81 yards in that loss. McMillan, Young, and Rico Dowdle form a potent offensive nucleus that finally brought new life to this long-struggling Carolina franchise. And the best part for Panthers fans? 2025 was only the beginning. McMillan hasn't even hit his ceiling yet, nor has Young for that matter. So, give him a year or two and watch the sparks really fly. Bust Shamar Stewart. Stewart was regarded as a boomer-bust prospect heading into the NFL draft. Believing it was the former, the Cincinnati Bengals drafted Stewart with the #17 selection, hoping that he would form an explosive pass-rushing tandem with Trey Hendrickson. Stewart's rookie year got off to a rough start. He entered a lengthy contract dispute, with the two sides reportedly disagreeing over the language of his rookie contract. Finally, Stewart and the Bengals resolved the matter, and he signed his rookie deal on July 25th. Still, that was some valuable practice time lost for Stewart. And sure enough, he looked awfully rusty at the start of his rookie year. And quite frankly, Stewart never really got comfortable. A string of injuries limited Stewart to 8 games. He tallied just 1 sack and finished with a horrible Pro Football Focus grade of 41.5. That, by the way, ranked him dead last among PFF's 115 graded edge rushers. And seeing how much of a disaster the Bengals were in 2025, it's safe to say that they're already regretting the Stewart draft pick. Superstar? Colston Loveland. The #10 pick got off to a sluggish start with the Chicago Bears. For some Bears fans, it was hard not to be discouraged to see fellow rookie tight end Tyler Warren, taken 4 spots after Loveland, immediately lighted up for the Indianapolis Colts. But as the season progressed, the Michigan product came into his own and emerged as Caleb Williams' favorite target. Loveland led the Bears with 58 catches and 713 yards. His 6 touchdown receptions were also tied for the team lead. Loveland felt like a bit of a luxury pick here, with Chicago already boasting DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, and Cole Kmet in the passing game. But while those 3 had down years, Loveland emerged as the Bears' top playmaker in the second half. His efforts led Chicago to a surprise NFC North Division crown and stunning comeback win over the arch-rival Green Bay Packers in the wildcard round. In 2 playoff games, Loveland had 12 receptions for 193 yards. So now we sit back and wait and see what this young Bears offense will do in 2026 and beyond. Because man, it really feels like they are just getting started. Bust Kenneth Grant. The Miami Dolphins front 7 was anything but an issue heading into the 2025 NFL Draft. They had veteran stars Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips, as well as 2024 rookie standout Chop Robinson to lead the way. Nonetheless, then Dolphins GM Chris Greer used the number 13 pick on Michigan defensive tackle Kenneth Grant. It was one of the more head-scratching day 1 picks of the 2025 draft, and it looks even worse a year later. Grant was primarily used in a rotational role, recording just 2 sacks and a pair of tackles for a loss. Metrics paint an even uglier picture too, with Grant garnering an ugly Pro Football Focus grade of 48.4. So basically, Grant was doing way more harm than good on the field. He wasn't even an average level player. It was moves like this that got Greer and head coach Mike McDaniel fired. Now it's on rookie head coach Jeff Hafley and new defensive coordinator Sean Duggan to help Grant turn it around before he goes down as Miami's next big-time round 1 bust. Superstar Nick Emenwari. The Seattle Seahawks rode the dark side defense to a Super Bowl 60 championship. And I don't think it's too early to wonder if this defense might actually be better than the Legion of Boom. Seahawks GM John Schneider built up an elite secondary led by Devin Witherspoon, Julian Love, Kobe Bryant, and Reek Woolen. But the finishing touch was the selection of North Carolina safety Nick Emenwari, who somehow fell to Seattle at number 35 overall. The Hawks traded up via the Tennessee Titans to get Emenwari with that pick. And if time travel were possible, there is no way Emenwari would have been available on day 2 of the draft. Oh, no sir. Though he's listed as a safety, Emenwari lined up all over the field on Mike McDonald's defense. He had 1 interception, 11 pass breakups, 2.5 sacks, and 9 tackles for a loss. He also finished as a top 30 safety in Pro Football Focus's grading for pass rush, coverage, and run defense. Emenwari elevated his game in Seattle's playoff run, allowing just a 64.3 passer rating when targeted. Oh, and did we mention that the Seahawks won Super Bowl 60 by dismantling the New England Patriots? Emenwari was only a rookie. This guy stands to improve even more in 2026. So watch out. Bust Derek Harmon. Jackson Dart, a potential successor plan to Aaron Rodgers, was there on the board. So were a wide receiver Luther Burden III, Carson Schlesinger, Jihad Campbell, and Josh Simmons, just to name a few. But no, even with TJ Watt, Cameron Hayward, Alex Highsmith, and Nick Herbig headlining an elite front 7, the Pittsburgh Steelers decided to draft Oregon defensive tackle Derek Harmon with the number 21 pick. Because why the heck not? Yeah, Harmon was hardly an impact player in his rookie season. He had 3 sacks in 12 games, but only played 54% of the Steelers' defensive snaps. He also finished with a meh Pro Football Focus grade of 53.4, which ranked 83rd among interior defensive linemen. It is miraculous that the Steelers won the AFC North with a middling offense and mediocre defense. But we can't help but wonder how different it could have been if they had used their first-round pick on a real position of weakness. Seriously, imagine having Schlesinger or Burden instead of an unproductive defensive tackle. We'll see if Harmon can turn it around and bounce back in 2026 under new head coach Mike McCarthy, but we still don't know why Pittsburgh felt the need to add another defensive lineman when they already had a deep front 7. After 1 year, it already looks like a mega mistake of a draft pick. Superstar Carson Schlesinger. As bad as the Cleveland Browns were in 2025, their rookie class was sure one of the best in recent memory. Mason Graham, Quinshon Judkins, Shedeur Sanders, and Harold Fannin Jr. all made noticeable impacts. But, you know, none of them were as dynamic as linebacker Carson Schlesinger, whom GM Andrew Berry snagged in the second round at number 33 overall. And to think, they caught Judkins just 3 picks later. Schlesinger was named Defensive Rookie of the Year after a beast mode season. 2 interceptions, 3 pass breakups, 2.5 sacks, 156 combined tackles, and 11 tackles for a loss. Oh, and did we mention that Myles Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year after breaking the single-season record for sacks? Yeah. Good luck to opposing offensive linemen on having to block Garrett, Graham, and Schlesinger for years to come. Bust Matthew Golden. There was so much excitement among Green Bay Packers fans when they selected Texas wide receiver Matthew Golden with the number 23 pick. I mean, hell, this was the first time since 2002 that Green Bay used a first-round pick on a receiver. And more importantly, this selection addressed a pressing organizational need. If you're unfamiliar, wide receiver has been a problem since Green Bay traded All-Pro wideout Davante Adams to the Las Vegas Raiders in 2022. Consider that none of their receivers have hit 900 yards in a season since that Adams trade. The Packers expected Golden to fill that role, with top receiver Jaden Reed, veteran Christian Watson, and rising star tight end Tucker Kraft combining to play just 25 games. The opportunity was there for Golden to emerge as an immediate difference maker on the Packers offense. But Golden was hardly visible during his rookie season. In 14 contests, he caught just 29 passes for 361 yards and 0 touchdowns. Mike Evans played 8 games and had more yards than Golden. Know who else had more yards than Golden? Josh Naylor, Adonai Mitchell, Jalen Coker, Ryan Flournoy, and Xavier Hutchinson, just to name a few guys. The Packers usually hit on their day 1 picks, but man, does Golden have some work to do if he wants to avoid becoming one of the rare Green Bay draft busts. Superstar Jackson Dart. Many expected Dart to be a top 10 pick, especially seeing how many teams needed a quarterback. But in a major surprise, Dart didn't go until number 25 overall, and that's because the New York Giants traded up via the Houston Texans to get Dart. Dart spent the first 3 games on the bench with a past his prime Russell Wilson behind center. After they lost each game, though, the G-men made a switch and put Dart behind center. Dart quickly breathed new life into the Giants football team, even if the win-loss results weren't exactly there. You see, the Ole Miss product completed 63.7% of pass attempts for 15 touchdowns and 5 interceptions to go along with 487 rushing yards and 9 rushing touchdowns. What was especially amazing about this was that Dart lost his top wide receiver Malik Neighbors and number 1 running back Cam Scadaboo to season-ending injuries. The offensive line was horrific, and head coach Brian Dable was fired after a 2-8 start, and, interim head coach Mike Kafka didn't really fare any better. But now, Dart heads into his sophomore year with a healthier offensive supporting cast and a Hall of Fame caliber head coach in John Harbaugh. Yeah, it won't be long until the Giants are back to contention. And their resurgence all starts with Harbaugh and Dart. But hey, which other 2025 NFL draft picks already look like busts? Which ones do you think already look like superstars? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, then hey, clicking that like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.